Everybody, Doug A798 here. This is my review on 4 Cartoon Network television series. And the first Cartoon Network television series I'm going to start off with is Star Wars The Clone Wars. Been a huge fan of Star Wars The Clone Wars since its premiere in 2008. Never got a chance to watch the movie, but I loved the television series. And I'm saddened that it had to end just recently. And this series, just like the 2003 series, is a mequel set in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Except the 2003 series was much more fast-paced and action-packed, and much truer in canon to the Star Wars, Clone Wars, Star Wars prequel universe storyline. This series, the 2008 series, is more of a reimagining of the Star Wars prequel universe, and like I said, I loved it. Enjoyed this show since 2008. It got real good in season 2 with the bounty hunter Cad Bane. The only thing I don't like about this show, two things I don't like about this show is the first one is that the show moves really slow, and some episodes really while well written really weren't that good. You have to be a huge Star Wars fan to sit through everything. The second thing I don't like about this show, the second thing I didn't like about this show was they never explain how Anakin has a Padawan, Ahsoka. How Anakin has a Padawan, Ahsoka. When isn't he a Padawan to Obi-Wan? But that did make me want to watch the series more to see how they will have Anakin turning into Darth Vader and this with Ahsoka, and what will happen to Ahsoka. That did make for much more interesting television series. But this show was awesome. Strong writing. I loved bigger role for characters like the clone troopers. I love them bringing in characters like Cad Bane, who made the series even better in my opinion. And I love the series' humor, and for bringing back Darth Maul and bringing in his brother, who I think is also pretty awesome. Saddened that this show just recently had to end due to Disney acquiring LucasArts. But yeah, acquiring Star Wars. I guess I hope it finds new life on Disney Channel, even though I prefer it be on Cartoon Network. But that's me. I just want to see the remaining stuff. They said there was more stuff after this. Next show I'm going to talk about, of course, talked about it a lot in my Toonami reviews, and that's Thundercats 2011. Love the Thundercats television series. Back in 2011, when I heard that this was announced, I was one of those people. I was waiting in excitement. I remember the huge hype this series got in 2011. I expected this show, like I said, this show, along with Young Justice, made me realize just how popular Cartoon Network still was. I seriously did not think that anyone over the age of 15 still watched Cartoon Network. But this show was awesome. Awesome remake of the original Thundercats. The only thing I love, the redesign and the new characterization of the Thundercats, the mutants, Mama Ra, and even one of my other favorite bad guys from the show, Hammerhand, got to make an appearance in this show. The only thing I don't like about this show is that the voice acting is good, but I think the 80s cast, Larry Kinney and them, blow this cast away. And I don't like the cinematic approach this series had. I wish they would have kept the Saturday morning cartoon feel that the 80s series had, with all the epic voice acting, music and all the Thundercat chants. This show doesn't really have any of that. This show is more serious and more cinematic than that. The only other thing I didn't like was one of my favorite bad guys from the original show, Vulture Man. They renamed him Volturi, I think, in this series, and I didn't like his design. He has like a hunchback. He has like a hunchback. I wish they would have used his original design from the show and used it in this series. But other than that, this show was awesome, and it got real good. The show featured strong writing, and it got real good in episode 19, The Pit, which is where they talk more, which is where Lionel meets Pumara, and then you also get to see more of Panthero's past. That's my opinion when the show got real good. And I enjoyed the season finale when Pumara betrayed Lionel. It made me really want to see what was next for the next season of the Thundercats. I am mad that Cartoon Network canceled this show just because as always they canceled this show just because it didn't sell toys. The same way Symbionic Titan was canceled. I hate Stuart Snyder. Of course, like I said, he doesn't like good shows unless they're Canadian, live action, or the show or Ben 10, which sells a lot of toys and money. Well, that was Thundercats 2000 Thundercats 2011. Next show is DC Nation. This is my review of the DC Nation. This part of the Cartoon Network television series reviews is my review of the DC Nation television block. Okay, I think the current DC Nation lineup with Green Lantern is still there, but with Teen Titans Go and of course this summer Beware the Batman will replace Green Lantern. So I think the current DC Nation lineup sucks, but the DC Nation lineup from 2000, I think it was 2012? From 2012 was freaking awesome with Young Justice, Green Lantern the animated series, and all the hilarious DC Nation shorts and bumpers and comic book trivia from several DC Nation fans, comic book creators and stuff. All that was awesome. The first show I'm gonna talk about is Young Justice. Man, I've been a huge fan of this show since its premiere in late 2010. I love this show for its strong writing and complex characters. It took what shows like X-Men Evolution, Teen Titans, Legion of Heroes had, the strong writing of those shows had, and just multiplied it 10 times with these complex characters. I love this show for its inclusion of characters like Robin, Dick Grayson, Aqualad, an African American Aqualad. I didn't even know there was an African American Aqualad. I'm only familiar with Aquaman and the original Aqualad who first appeared in the 60s. And his appearance for Superboy, the redesigned Superboy with the blue jean pants. This is an awesome show. Bane was in the episode. I love the character Artemis, and I love Speedy. He's awesome in this show too. Kid Flash is a more complex character in this show. And also another favorite character of mine was the Sportsmaster. Bane got to appear in this episode, and of course the Justice League appeared in this show. The first season mostly consisted of the Young Justice group trying to prove themselves to their older mentors as members of the Justice League. And the show towards season 2, I don't even do reviews of the show because of how complex and just how complex the story got. Aqualad dies, and they have this huge invasion war like at the end. Man, it was just an awesome show, and I'm once again pissed that this show was canceled. Once again, Stuart Snyder, if it doesn't sell toys, If it doesn't sell toys, he doesn't like it, and the show is doomed to cancellation. This show, of course, has action figures, but you can tell it was more about the show and the story arcs. The next show I want to talk about is the second show that aired on DC Nation, and that was Green Lantern, the animated series. This Green Lantern series was a reimagining of the Green Lantern canon, and took and pretty much did a alternate reimagining story of the comics. This show intentionally stayed away from the comics and pretty much did their own thing with the Green Lantern fiction. And from what I've seen, this show was awesome. I loved this show was awesome, especially this show got real awesome and complex in the latter seasons with the character Aya and the Manhunters. But I love this show for its inclusion of Hal Jordan, Kilowog, and the new character representing the Red Lanterns, who originally represents the Red Lanterns but reforms, and that's new complex character Razor. Man, that guy was awesome. I also love for its inclusion of characters like Atrocitus from the Red Lanterns, and then several other Lanterns like Guy Gardner make appearances later on, and Sinestro make appearances later on in the series. Once again, just like Thundercats and Young Justice, because this show doesn't sell toys, and because Stuart Snyder doesn't like anything unless it's Canadian live action or Ben 10, this show, of course, was canceled. Just like what's his name, and then they canceled these shows when these shows were getting good. Now I find DC Nation to be totally unwatchable. I don't watch it now because I'm still pissed that they canceled these shows. Like I said, I didn't say it in the beginning, but this video was long overdue. I just wanted to get this out. I'll do full reviews, talking more about the shows. Do longer full reviews later. But right now, I just want to get these Cartoon Network reviews out of the way. All right, Dog 8798 out.